My precious child, I want you to listen to me. I already know you. Not the person the world sees. Not the one who tries to control everything, says the right things, and keeps going even when moving forward feels impossible. I am not here for that version of you today. I am here for the real you, the one underneath all this effort, the one who is tired in a way that sleep has not been able to heal, the one who has waited quietly for so long that even hope has started to feel heavy. I came for you. So stay with me. Do not take this moment lightly, because what I am about to tell you should have been said a long time ago. And I need you to accept every word. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat somewhere and felt truly at peace, without trying to control the day, without trying to hold everything together, without getting ready for the next thing that needs your attention? Truly quiet, truly present, without a weight sitting in the back of your mind. You are having to think about it, aren't you? The fact that it took so long to remember tells me something important about the life you have been living. Not for a week, not for a month, but through a season that lasted much longer than you would want to admit to anyone, even me. So listen to what I am about to say very carefully. You have carried more than you were ever meant to carry alone. I see what you are holding. I know what this feels like inside, because I have been there with you, even in those moments when you could not feel me there. The tiredness you carry is not weakness. This is what happens when someone keeps giving of themselves and gets nothing back. You kept being there for everyone else, and somewhere along the way, you stopped expecting anyone to be there for you. I am here for you right now. This moment is me coming to meet you where you are. Not where you want to be. Not where you think you should be at this point. Right here exactly as you are. Were you not brought to this moment for a reason? My voice is reaching you today because today is the day you were ready to hear it. And I need you to let this settle in your heart before we continue. There is a fear you carry that you have never spoken out loud, perhaps not even clearly to yourself, but I know it. It lives deep beneath everything and comes out at 3 a.m. when the noise of the day stops and the silence becomes too loud. It is the fear that maybe this is all life is now, that the life you once believed was possible for you, the one you prayed for, the one you could feel waiting for you when you were younger and everything still seemed open. Maybe that life will not come. Maybe you waited too long. Maybe you made too many wrong turns. Maybe while you were busy surviving, everyone else moved ahead toward their future. The door shut behind them, and you were left standing outside. This fear has been asking you questions. Questions about your choices. Questions about your value. Questions about whether the things you still desire are things you are still allowed to want, or whether wanting them makes you look foolish or ungrateful for what you already have. I need you to hear what I say about this fear. He is lying to you. Not because your life has been easy, not because nothing around you is truly hard. He is lying because he is built on something that is not true about me. This fear believes that my love for you has a limit. It believes there is a certain time for what I can do in your life and that this time is running out. It believes that my power to work for you ends if you wait too long, fail too many times, or fall too far. None of this is how I work. Not one part of it shows who I am. Listen closely now. There is no age when I stop building. There is no number of wrong choices that can take you beyond my reach. There is no distance you can fall that is longer than the reach of my arm. The door you think has closed behind everyone else was never the door I made for you. Your door will not close because I am the one keeping it open. You have been judging your life by comparing it with the lives around you, and that comparison has made you tired. Stop comparing yourself. I did not write their story for you. I wrote yours, and I am still writing it. and the chapters ahead were never erased because of the chapters left behind. I know you have wondered where I was. I know the silence felt like I was gone, but I am not silent, and I am not leaving. What looked like stillness was me working beneath the surface, in places your eyes cannot see. A builder does not shout while he is laying the foundation. He works underneath. He works deep below, and what he builds there decides everything that will stand afterward. That is what I have been doing in you. A depth that can only grow under pressure. A strength that only develops through uncertainty. A kind of compassion that cannot simply be taught, but grows in someone who has suffered and still chosen kindness. My beloved children, if these messages have comforted your heart, strengthened your faith, or drawn you closer to me, know that I have been working through this ministry. This YouTube channel has been demonetized, so these videos no longer receive ad revenue. Yet every script, edit, and upload is lovingly prepared by people who serve this mission with all their hearts. If I place it on your heart to help, please consider supporting this ministry through Ko-Fi. Every gift, no matter how small, helps keep my word reaching more lives around the world. The Ko-Fi link is pinned in the comments. If you're watching on TV, simply scan the QR code on your screen with your phone. Pray about it first, and if you feel my leading, give with a joyful heart. Thank you, my beloved children, for helping my light shine even farther. These things were being formed in you during every season you believed was empty. So before we go on, I want something from you. Not effort, not performance, only openness. Lower your guard while you listen to this message. Let me speak to the real you, the one I came for. What I am about to say will change the way you see everything you have lived through. Say your amen right now, if your heart is open to receive it. You did not waste those years. I know it felt like you lost them. You have every right to have felt this way. I do not need you to pretend that difficult things were easy or to show gratitude that you do not fully feel yet. I can carry the truth of how hard it has been. Bring it to me just as it was. But let me show you what was taking place in the middle of all this. Something is being prepared in your life right now that will surprise you when you finally see it. It will not be announced with noise. It will come the way I often come, quietly, with a timing your spirit will know before your mind can explain it to anyone else. And when it comes, you will look back at this exact moment. You will see that this was the day the season started to change, not because you finally got everything right, but because the right time has arrived, and I never miss the right time. Now I want to speak about the thing you are most tired of explaining. You have a situation, a very personal one, something that has continued for so long that you stop telling people about it because you have learned the look on their faces when you mention it again. You already know the responses, the carefully chosen kindness of someone who has already decided in their own mind that they have moved past this, even though you have not. The friends who stopped asking because they assumed it had somehow worked itself out. The people who gave advice so far from reality that you felt even more alone after talking to them than you did before. So you learned to carry it quietly, not because it stopped being important, but because speaking about it took so much from you and gave almost nothing back. And the loneliness inside that kind of silence is a deep pain by itself. It is not the loneliness of having no one around. It is the loneliness of being surrounded by people who care about you while still feeling completely unseen in the thing that matters most. It is living a life that looks steady from the outside, but feels like nothing more than survival on the inside. It is pretending to be okay so often that you almost start believing your own performance, except for those moments when you simply could not keep doing it anymore. I need you to understand something about those moments. I was there in every one of them. Every moment you got through. Every moment you barely got through. Every moment you can't fully explain when you look back and honestly wonder where your strength came from. I know where it came from. I was beneath it all. I was carrying what you could not carry. I was keeping things from falling apart, things that would have broken if my hand had not been holding them. You called it strength. You called it moving forward. Sometimes you did not even have a name for it. But I know what it was. It was my grace, freely given, because you belonged to me, and that situation itself, the one you finally stopped explaining, I never stopped working on it. Hear this clearly. People moved forward. I did not. Their attention faded away. Mine never changed. While you were learning how to carry it quietly, I was putting things in place around you that you could not see. You do not need to convince me. That is what matters. You do not need to find different words for a prayer you have said 100 times. I heard it the first time. I heard it every time. Repeating yourself never made me tired. Every time you brought this back to me, I saw someone who refused to stop believing. And that choice touches my heart more than beautiful words ever could. I want to tell you what your struggle has done. Every day you continued moving forward, something was being built inside you. Not only survival, but strength and authority. There is a kind of trust that only people who have walked through darkness can truly speak about. You are becoming someone whose words about me will carry weight because you have paid a price for them. There are people you have not met yet who will need what you are carrying. They will need someone who understands the long silence, the unanswered question, the year that seemed like it would never end. When you speak to them, something inside them will become calm and steady. This is not by accident. It has a purpose. So do not ignore how long the journey hath been. The journey was doing something. Not everything painful came from me. Hear this clearly. I do not act with cruelty, but nothing that touched your life was wasted in my hands. I take what was meant to break you and turn it into your strength. This is one of the things I do best. You have asked me more than once. Why this situation? Why for so long? For you. I will not pretend that the full answer can fit into words you are able to carry right now, but I will give you the part you can understand. You were never being ignored, and you were never being punished. And you have never, not for 1 hour and 1 day, walked this road alone. There is a morning coming when the situation will no longer be the first thing your mind thinks about when you wake up. It is hard to imagine that from where you stand today. Imagine it anyway. The weight that shaped this season will not shape the next one. I am telling you this before it happens so that when it comes, you will know it was me. You held on to hope with tired hands for too long. I honor that. Now let my hold be stronger than yours. It was never you keeping all of this together. Let this truth remove some of the weight from your shoulders. It was always me, and I will not let go. Say, I believe, out loud. If these words are reaching the deepest places of your spirit, now I want to speak about the guilt you carry along with everything else, because it is there, isn't it? The special guilt of someone who believes but does not always feel that belief. Someone who knows what they are supposed to feel during worship and sometimes feels nothing. Someone who has prayed the same prayer so many times that they started to feel like their words were disappearing into an empty room. You carry a quiet, hidden shame about the distance between the faith you show other people and the faith you truly feel inside. You have been wondering if I am disappointed in you. Have you watched people who seemed to worship with simple, joyful hearts and felt something inside your chest that was partly admiration and partly sadness, a sadness you could not explain, because putting a name to it felt like admitting something you were not sure you were allowed to admit? Let me be clear with you about this. I am not disappointed in you. I have never been disappointed in you. When I look at you, I do not see someone who is failing to show faith the right way. I see someone going through something truly hard, reaching toward me with whatever they have, and returning to me when it takes everything they have. This is not weak faith made to look like something else. This is one of the most honest kinds of faith I have ever seen. Real faith is not the kind that only appears when everything feels easy. Real faith is the kind that keeps coming back when it costs something, and yours has cost you deeply. Feelings rise and fall like the weather. Faith is not the weather. Faith is the ground beneath your feet while the weather keeps changing. On the days when you felt nothing and still came to me, your faith was not smaller, it was more pure. It was faith with nothing else supporting it. Heaven sees those days differently than you do. And because faith is shown by what you are willing to place in my hands, I want to invite you to take an act of trust. My child, I am asking you to place a part of what you have, something that truly matters to you, on the altar of this work, like gold placed on the scales of this calling. Let it be a seed thrown into deep waters, an offering placed on a stone without allowing fear to make you hold it back. This shows that your trust is in my hands to provide and that your heart is no longer holding tightly to lack. What you give with faith does not leave your life behind. It goes ahead of you toward the harvest I am preparing. Now let me keep speaking to your heart, because there is more I want you to know about who you are to me. What I am building in you today is not a feeling that will disappear tomorrow morning. I am not interested in giving you short relief that leaves you needing another one next week. What I am building is deep and lasting, a truth that does not depend on circumstances to stay strong. A foundation that remains firm even when everything above it is shaking. It all begins with the truth of who you are. Not the name your failures tried to give you. Not the label put on you by people who were also wounded and passed their pain on without realizing it. Not the judgment that your hardest season tried to place on your worth. Not the voice that speaks during the worst moments of a difficult day and tells you things about yourself that you would never say to someone you love. Here is what I say about you. You are wanted, not tolerated, not simply managed, not kept around because letting you go would be difficult. Wanted. I chose you on purpose, not because you were the strongest choice, not because nobody else was there. I looked at all that you are, the broken parts, the beautiful parts, and the parts that are somewhere between them. And I said, it is this one. Through this one, I am building something. Now I want to speak about the pressure you feel around provision. I know exactly what it feels like. It is not only about what you have or what you lack. It is about what lack keeps telling you. It is the voice behind the numbers, telling you that you should be further ahead by now, that something must be wrong with you because the pressure keeps returning to this same part of your life, that you have prayed about it for too long, and maybe I am not doing anything about it after all. I am doing something about it. I am not looking at your situation from far away, giving you general words about provision. I am involved in the details, the very specific ones, the amounts, the dates, the choices you have been thinking about late at night. Nothing about your need is too small for me to notice or too large for my hand. Something is opening right now that will change what is possible for you. It may not come in the way you expected. What I send often surprises people by how it comes, but when it arrives, you will know it. It will come with timing that human hands could never arrange, and with a precision that your spirit will understand before your mind can explain it. So do not close your hands, leave them open, keep your heart ready and hopeful. There is a way of receiving and a way of protecting yourself, and you cannot hold both at once. You have prepared yourself for disappointment for so long that it now feels like wisdom. It is not wisdom. It is a wound acting like wisdom. Let it go. I am bringing something toward you. I need you to be ready to receive it and not protect yourself from the hope of it. The person who expects nothing is not safe from anything. She only makes sure that when kindness comes, she will be looking somewhere else. Do not look somewhere else. Look up. Watch me work. Here is one more thing I need to tell you, and I need you to listen closely. I have been trying to reach you, not only today, but for a long time. And I want to show you how, because once you see it, you will not be able to ignore it. I spoke to you through thoughts that suddenly appeared and would not leave. Thoughts that asked questions your heart could not ignore. Thoughts that made you stop in the middle of your normal routine and wonder why you felt uneasy when everything looked fine from the outside. You tried to explain them with logic. You called them stress, imagination, coincidence. It was me planting seeds, waking something inside you, asking you to look deeper. I spoke to you through doors that closed when you expected them to open, opportunities you wanted that slip away, plans you carefully made that did not happen as you thought they would. Did you wonder why things seemed to move so slowly? You wondered if I was listening, but I was speaking through those delays, saying, wait. When you wanted to move, go. Those pauses were not empty, they were filled with my protection. Some of the doors that closed in front of you were doors I closed with my own hand, because I could see what was at the end of that hallway and you could not. One day I will show you what was behind some of those doors. On that day you will thank me for every one that stayed closed. And more than once you felt yourself being drawn toward me. You felt me near. You sensed the invitation to go deeper. And then you stepped back, not because you did not care, but because you were afraid, because you were tired, because you were unsure what your answer might ask of you. I understood. I saw your hesitation, and I did not leave. I stayed close even when you moved away. But hear me now. The season of pulling back is ending. Not because my patience is getting shorter. My patience never ends. It is ending because you are ready now in ways you were not ready before. Your questions are different now, your prayers have grown, and your understanding has become clearer. This message could not have come earlier because you might have understood it the wrong way. It comes now because you have finally become ready to receive it completely. Let me show you what this distance has helped you notice. You wake up restless without knowing why. You stay awake at dawn, wondering why sleep does not refresh you anymore. Small things affect you more than they once did. A conversation that would not have bothered you before now plays in your mind for hours. Decisions that once felt peaceful now feel heavy. You question yourself more than you used to. You ask others what they think about things you once understood without asking. Your days are busy, but your heart feels empty. You are active, but you do not feel connected to where you should be. You are moving, but you are not getting anywhere. Working, but not growing. You smile through the day and then sit quietly when it ends, questioning everything. You are there for others while quietly asking yourself, who is there for you? You give people words of hope that you struggle to accept for yourself. You guide others toward a hope that you have almost stopped holding for yourself. This is not punishment. I want this to be completely clear. This is not me being harsh or far away. This is what happens when a soul moves away from its anger. The restlessness you feel is not a judgment. It is a sign. It is your spirit telling you the truth that your daily life has tried to silence. Something inside you knows where home is, and it hurts when you live too far from it. And the confusion that has felt stronger lately, the fog over your choices, the feeling that clarity keeps slipping away from you. Listen to me. That fog is not who you are. It is not what belongs to you. It is not what you are meant to inherit. I am clearing it now. Even now, while my voice reaches you, something inside your mind is becoming still. something that has been troubling you for a long time. Clarity is returning to you. Not all at once. I rarely change everything at one time, but the direction you were missing is coming back. The next step is becoming clear. And I will tell you what I tell all my children about the next step. You do not need to see the whole road. You only need to see the next step and take it. I am not asking you to fix everything. I am not asking you to know every answer. I am asking you to stay, to listen, to open your heart just enough to let me keep speaking. That is all. The rest is my work, and I have never, not once, failed to complete what I began. But I will be honest with you about time because I love you too much to stay silent. Some things are open to you now that may not be open in the same way later. Not because I leave you. I do not leave, but because seasons change, situations change, people move. There is a timing to what I am doing in your life. And this moment is part of that timing. Putting things off has felt safe to you. It is not safe. It only spreads the price out so slowly that you do not notice what you are paying. With every season you spend hoping things will become easier, the easier does not come, and something quietly disappears. I am not telling you this to frighten you. I am warning you the way a parent warns a child when they are standing close to the edge of something. Out of love, only out of love. So let today be the day the delays stop, not through some huge promise, but through a small, honest turning point, a heart that says, I am done keeping you at a distance. That is enough. That is all I ever needed from you. Give me that opening and see what I do with it. Now I want to speak about what you carry in your body. A pain that has been there for a long time. A diagnosis that changed how you look at your future. A physical tiredness that rest has not been able to remove. Something in your body that has made the space of what feels possible much smaller. I see your body, not only your spirit. I am present in the physical part of your life, not only in what cannot be seen. I formed the body you live in, and I have not forgotten how it works. I am working in bodies right now, doing things that human understanding cannot fully explain. And some of the people receiving this message today are among those whose bodies will one day tell a story with my name written on it. So I want you to do something simple. Put your hand on the place where you feel the most pain. Do it quietly and say that you trust me to take care of it. That is the whole prayer. I do not need a long request filled with difficult words. I need a simple, honest prayer from someone who is hurting and believes I can help. This kind of prayer touches my heart. And now let me go to a place where few people are willing to go. I want to speak about the relationships that left deep marks on you, the ones that should have been safe, but were not. The person you trusted with the most sensitive parts of yourself and who treated that trust without care. The love that was real, but was broken in ways that simply wanting it could not repair. The friendship that slowly ended and left a space you never expected. That family member whose words affected you in a way you are still trying to understand years later. You brought all of this to me in moments you may not have realized were prayers. The scenes that return to your mind late at night, the conversations you go over again and again, searching for what you could have done differently. The quiet anger you almost released, but never completely did. I was there in those moments. I heard you even when you were not sure you were speaking to me. I want to tell you something specific about the pattern you fear. The one that makes you wonder whether certain kinds of pain will always keep finding you. If there is something in you that seems to attract the wrong things or push away the right ones, listen to what I say about that pattern. It is not who you are, and it is not a sentence over your future. What was learned can also be unlearned. And I have been working in you in this area for longer than you know. The version of you that accepted less than your value because some part of you believed that was all you deserved is already being replaced. You will see the proof in what you choose to accept and what you finally become strong enough to refuse. The change has already started. It simply does not announce itself before it can be seen. I also need to speak about unforgiveness, not the angry kind. You got past the angry kind a long time ago. I mean the cold kind. The quiet, hidden residue you called finished because you stopped speaking about it aloud. A small place inside you that still tightens when a certain name appears, when a certain memory returns, or when someone describes something similar to what happened to you. You feel a little ashamed that you still feel this way. You know what I asked from you, and you are not sure if you have completely done it. I am not coming to accuse you. I'm coming with something more helpful. The truth about how forgiveness really works. Real forgiveness is not something you create simply by trying harder. It is not one decision you make once and then never struggle with again. It grows when you stop trying to carry the hurt by yourself and come honestly back to me. When you say, I cannot remove this alone. I need the Lord to change something in my heart that I cannot change by myself. This is the prayer that works. Not the one where you force yourself to feel something, but the one where you come to me with empty hands and ask me for help. Bring me the thing you almost released, but never fully managed to let go. I will carry the rest, and the space it leaves behind will not remain empty. I will fill you with a peace that will give far more meaning to what happened than holding on to anger ever could. Understand why this matters so much to me. It is not because I am keeping a record of your obedience. It is because unforgiveness is like a weight tied around your ankle by someone who is no longer walking beside you. They are gone, but you are still carrying the heaviest thing they left behind. I want to remove this from you, not for them, but for you. And when it is gone, you will notice things you had stopped noticing. Sleep will become easier. Certain places will feel lighter. Certain memories will lose their pain without losing the lessons they taught you. Forgiveness does not change the past. It frees your future from the hold of the past. This freedom is part of the restoration I am bringing to you. Do not feel discouraged if the process of letting go happens slowly. Some chains break away in one moment, while others become loose little by little, day after day, prayer after prayer. Both are my work. What matters is the direction, not how fast it happens. Keep bringing this to me, and one day you will search for that old heaviness and realize it is gone, because that is exactly what this season is about. Hear this word clearly: restoration. I am about to restore what you lost, not always in the same form. Some things will return just as they were, while others will return changed, greater in ways you never expected. But the heart of what was taken from you, the peace, the trust, the closeness, the joy, the years that seemed to disappear, I will restore. It is one of my oldest promises, and I have never broken a promise. Say, I trust in you, Lord. If you believe restoration is written over your life, let me speak now about your desires, the more personal ones, the things you want but have stopped saying aloud, because saying them and then not receiving them brings a certain kind of sadness you do not want to feel again, but you still carry those desires. Even the ones you tried to convince yourself to forget. Even the ones people told you were not realistic, were not right for you, or did not fit the life you were living.